Could the Earth actually be flat? Before you laugh, let's look at the evidence. Depending on the sensor, lens, and processing method used, surface colors might look different, but the shape remains indisputably a sphere. You might ask, is it Photoshop? Well, we have photos from 1954, 30 years before Photoshop existed, and more from the 60s. We've known the Earth was a sphere for over 2,200 years. It's not an optional belief, it's an undeniable reality. However, social media has given a megaphone to a small but loud group, flat earthers. They claim our standard models fail to explain daily observations. While science's job is to challenge itself, these groups often use logical fallacies to confuse people. But today, let's do something more interesting. Let's assume they are right for a moment. What would life be like if the Earth were truly a disk?
Most flat earthers believe the North Pole is at the center, with continents spread around it, surrounded by a massive ice wall, Antarctica. But changing the Earth's shape breaks the internal consistency of science. In our universe, any object with enough mass inevitably becomes a sphere, because gravity pulls everything toward the center of mass. But let's pretend the disk stays stable. What changes? Everything. On a sphere, gravity pulls down. On a disk, gravity would pull you toward the center of the disk. If you were standing in London or New York, you wouldn't just feel heavy. You'd feel like you were being pulled sideways, as if you were constantly climbing a steep mountain just to stand upright. Imagine the oceans. Water wouldn't stay flat. It would clump in a massive bulge in the center of the disk, leaving the edges bone dry. Even trees would grow at strange angles, trying to grow away from the center of gravity. Can you imagine walking down a street where every building and tree is tilted at 45 degrees?
The atmosphere and magnetism. A disk Earth would have no magnetosphere. Without a spinning metallic core to generate a magnetic field, we'd have no protection from solar radiation. Charged particles from the sun would literally fry our atmosphere and any life on the surface.
2,200 years ago, a genius named Eratosthenes proved the Earth was curved using nothing but shadows. He noticed that at noon in Syene, the sun was directly overhead, but at the exact same time in Alexandria, a pole cast a clear shadow. Using just his mind and some simple measurements, he calculated the Earth's circumference with 98% accuracy. Flat earthers try to explain this by claiming the sun is just a small local light source, like a flashlight, only 3,000 miles away. But if that were true, the sun would never set behind the horizon. It would just get smaller and smaller until it vanished. If you look at the stars in the United States, you see the Big Dipper. But in Australia, people see the Southern Cross. If the Earth were flat, we would all see the same stars. And what about the ice wall? Some claim NASA mercenaries are guarding a giant wall of ice to keep us from falling off. Why would millions of pilots, sailors, and scientists from rival countries all conspire to hide the shape of the planet? There is no logical reason. Science isn't about cherry-picking facts. It's about building a cohesive understanding of the universe. The flat Earth isn't just a different opinion. It's a rejection of the laws of physics. The Earth is a beautiful sphere, and that's not a theory. It's a 100% certainty. Thanks for watching. If you want to dive deeper into the science of our planet, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video.